Learn to Fight. I'm your host, Manny, and today we're going to talk about how to get in the best shape of your life. The fitness and health industry is something there's always some new get fit scheme, get fit quick scheme, get a six pack quick. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to fitness and health. Like if I pull my shirt up right now, it's a 12 pack. It's literally a 12 pack. All right. So I don't want to hear none of you guys in the comments talking about, oh, what school did you go to? This and that. I know what I'm talking about. All right. So it seems that, the new thing is Ozempic. People are paying $1,800 per shot to get in shape, and they feel like shit. There's always something new, some new quick scheme. 30-day six-pack, keto, which keto is legit, but there's always something new. There's always a new diet. There's always a new fad. There's always a new pill. There's always something new. Steroids. There's always a new steroid. Everybody is always looking for these different answers. And it's pretty simple how we get in shape. I honestly think since the study that just came out in 2018, it showed that 40% of Americans are obese. All right. So those numbers are even higher now because we're in 2024. People, as time goes on, it seems they're getting dumber. It seems they're getting fatter. And it seems they're getting weaker. So all these things are clearly linked. As people get fatter, they get dumber. And as people get fatter and dumber, they become weaker. So I truly believe everything that's ever been done has already been done. And there's nothing new under the sun. Those are bars. Those are bars. Album dropping soon. But everything that has been done, and there's nothing new under the sun. All right. So, like my pyramid video, you can see that as well. All this technology we have is all been done before, maybe even better before. All of these new fads that are coming out to get a six pack, get in the best shape of your life, all this stuff is dumb. Like we already knew how to be in shape. Whenever you look at the pictures of the old Greek statues, everyone has a six pack. Everyone's jacked. Everyone's strong. There's no fat people, right? It's okay if you're fat, but we're talking about getting in the best shape of your life here. So don't try. Oh, you're fat shaming. We don't care about that over here. When you look at those pictures of the old Greek people and all the old ancient people, the statues, they all have six packs. So how is it that someone in the year 1600 is in better shape than in the average person in the year 2024, when we have the internet, we have more technology, we have all this access to information, we have all these different diets? We're getting dumber and people are losing the knowledge, even though we have more knowledge. And that's why I believe less is more sometimes. Check this video out from 1962. It was a California high school. Look at the shape these kids are in. They're in better shape than the average.
A California high school has the well-nigh perfect answer to the president's call for physical fitness. Stan LaPrati, physical education director at La Sierra High School, has developed a program that assures every student of physical excellence. Exercise on the grip swing puts muscles on the least athletic. Extension push-ups are among the toughest of the drills. As an incentive to excel, the color of the shorts the boys wear is determined by their ratings on performance charts. Some requirements for top ratings are stricter than for Annapolis plebes. A lad who has mastered the pegboard will find a military obstacle course a snap. 200 schools across the country have adopted La Sierra's program of 15-minute daily competitive exercise. On a hot day, they wet down the wrestling mats for sliding. The boys at La Sierra are learning that it's not only good sense to get toughened up, it's fun.
So when we fast forward to 2024, do you see in that video there was not one person was overweight. People had six packs. Everyone could do pull-ups. They could do the little peg things with their hands and lift their whole bodies up. Everyone was in shape. Also, there was no black people to be seen anywhere, but that's a whole nother topic. But that was the average California high school. And they only did 15 minutes of competitive working out, and they were in shape like that. So, and that doesn't pales in comparison to what people look like in the 1600s and stuff like that. So also here in America, we're one of the richest countries in the world. Everybody here can eat as much as they want, even if you're homeless and you're dead poor. You can get food stamps. If you truly wanted to, you could eat out of a trash can. You could go to maybe like McDonald's or different places, like a food, the place where they give homeless people food. So everybody here, the poorest person here in America, can live like a rich person pretty much almost everywhere in the world. But when you go to somewhere like India, or you go to somewhere in different parts of Africa, because not everywhere in Africa is poor. There's a lot of places in Africa that are very rich. But you go to, let's say, where the Maasai people live in Africa. They don't have cars. They don't have, big buildings and super complex economies, but nobody's fat. Everybody's in shape. Everybody has a six pack. You go to places in India where people are pretty poor, very poor, and still there's not many people out of shape. So it's like when we live in a consumer-based culture, it makes us pretty dumb, and we forget all the knowledge that we have because there's almost too much knowledge, and there's almost too much, so we forget. But in order to get in the best shape of your life, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is walk about 3 to 4 miles every day, fast twice a week, and work out. You don't even have to work out 5 days a week. You can work out 3 days a week, hit some heavy lifts, just to get that push, a couple heavy lifts, and sprint. And that's pretty much it. You sprint twice a week, you hit some heavy weights 3 times a week, you walk 3, 4, 5 miles every day. You fast twice a week. That alone will get you in the best shape of your life. And when you look at a lot of people in America, they were in the best shape of their lives when they were in high school. But that's not how it's supposed to be. That's supposed to be like the bare minimum. You shouldn't be at your peak of your adult fitness and the peak of your health levels as a teenager in high school. It makes no sense. The reason that a lot of people were in great shape in high school is because they're younger, so their metabolism is higher. Their metabolism is higher just because when you're a teenager, a lot of times you don't have a car, so you have to walk everywhere. You're walking to class, you're walking to school, you're walking to your buddy's house, you're walking in the mall, you're walking around. It's you have PE class, so you have to work out. And then you're doing sports on top of that, where you're training regularly. So, and you don't have much money, you're a teenager, so you're not really able to eat whatever you want and whenever you want. You're kind of beholden to whatever your parents want you to eat or have for you, right? So, but as an adult, you're making money, you can eat whenever you want. You don't have to really walk around as much. You have a car. You aren't you can choose to hit the gym or not. So it's funny that a lot of times less is actually more. A lot of times all the options we have are making us weaker. So in almost every aspect of life. So in order to be the best shape of your life, the number one thing I believe is simply just walking every day. When you look at most people, especially in America, they wake up, they eat their food, whatever. They go to work, they sit down all day on their laptop, whatever, while they're working. You might walk to go to the coffee pot and back. You drive back home. You go home, you make dinner. You might walk around in your place a little bit. Then a lot of Americans are sitting down watching TV, and then you go to bed where you're laying down. So you're really not moving around that much. And the human animal was designed to move. We were designed to hunt, walk around, move, get the food, find the food, walk around, get water, bring the water back, walk around, get firewood, then over here get that, put this together, find the berries, oh, the berries are in bloom over here on this side, walk over there. So we're supposed to be walking around a lot. That's the number one thing as humans that we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be moving around, supposed to be walking around. It's completely unnatural to be laying down and being sedentary. But as the more things are accessible nowadays, the weaker we become, and we forget the information of the past. That's why, when you look at those statues of Greek gods and, African gods and, just these different people throughout history, they're all in shape, and they didn't have access to everything. They didn't have a Walmart. They didn't have a Target. They didn't have these things. So that's the key to being in shape. There's no need for Ozempic. You don't have to pay $2,000 per shot on Ozempic just to feel like shit. You don't have to do a bunch of steroids to be in shape. Those dudes in those old pictures and old statues and stuff, they weren't on steroids. You don't need to do you don't need to do anything on that. All you have to do is eat less, walk more, sprint, hit some push-ups, fast. That's it. It's really it. In order to be in the best shape of your life, you need testosterone. And the way you're going to bring your testosterone up naturally is through fasting and walking, hitting sprints. That brings your testosterone up. Hitting some heavy weight, trying to hit your max a couple times. That brings your testosterone up. That's all you need to do. That's really all you need to do. All of these, there's always next year. There's going to be a new trend when it comes to fitness, and the next year there's going to be a new trend. There's going to be a new diet. The next diet is going to be the pineapple diet, and then it's going to be the pancake diet, and then it's going to be the peanut butter diet. There's always going to be some new nonsense. I might even make up some shit just to put it out to sell it. I'm going to make up the Apple diet or some shit, some stupid shit, and then put some marketing dollars behind it and put it out there. But there's always gonna be some new shit. All you need is the stuff that's tried and true, that's been used throughout history and is still being used. And you don't need to pay $1 for. You don't need to pay a dime for it. Walking, sprints, push-ups, calisthenics, fasting. That's it. That's really, really it. That's how you get in the best shape of your life. And when you get in better shape, as I said earlier, you automatically become smarter, healthier, stronger. On the opposite end, overeating, not moving, you become dumber, weaker, fatter. So that's really it. That's really, really it. All you have to do is walk. Hit the like button, drop some comments. Peace.